Went back to Mexico, and she couldn't get across.
Oh, really?
But Connie could get across because she was born here, her daughter. So I went over to Mexican border.
Oh, really? And you got her, just brought her in a car?
No, I fixed papers.
Oh, yeah?
I had papers and everything for her to come over
What part of Mexico did you go to?
to the border.
Oh, just to the border.
Ensenada.
Oh, Ensenada? So she was waiting for you there. Yeah, she seemed like a real wonderful lady.
She was real religious.
Yeah. That's what I remember about her. Okay, so Drancalina and Timotea, you used to spend a lot of time with them then? In Pittsburgh, or did they ever?
Pittsburgh.
So they always lived in Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
Okay. What were they like? What kind of personalities did they have?
Pretty easygoing.
Yeah. And did they have stories about their lives, or were they just real simple lives? And
Well, they never told us.
oh yeah. And so your mother Mary, what was she like? What do you remember about her that you know?
She was the most liked woman in Del Rey.
Oh yeah.
Everybody liked her.
Who did she look like? Or who looked like her?
Marty looked more like her than anybody.
Oh yeah? So Josie or Virgie did not?
Well, Josie a little bit. Virgie and I looked more like. The twins looked more like me than.
Yeah, I remember that. And so why was she so well liked?
Because she used to help everybody. I remember her when I was a little boy. There was not a morning that I wouldn't wake up that she had somebody eating in the back of the porch. Or it was a tramp.
Oh yeah, so she would just help people from
Anybody in there helped, she helped.
homeless people.
Yeah.
Wow. So she was always just feed them in the morning. And so she stayed home. I mean, she didn't work outside of the home, huh?
But she didn't work.
So she probably just. I remember
She always had boarders.
people that would pay room and board.
20 about 20 at a time.
Oh really? That were living in the cantina area there?
Well, they had rooms.
At the cantina? Or somewhere else?
Some in the cantina and some other places.
So she was always feeding them. Because that was part of the room and board deal?
Well, she used to feed them and send them to work. Pack their lunch and send them to work. They used to eat their lunch and everything.
So they'd have free food, in other words, living there. They'd pay, they'd get
$2 a day for all 3 meals.
$2 a day, wow. So this was, okay, she was 1900. So this was a little later on, like when she was, because you were, how old were you when all this was going on?
Oh, about 18.
Okay, so this was about 1938. So she was 38 years old. Now I want to go backtrack a little bit. Like when and how did Mary and Felix meet?
That's something I don't know. They, all I know is they met in Hanford. They both landed there. They didn't know each other in Mexico. They both landed in Hanford and they met each other there.
Oh yeah?
They met in Hanford.
So just some point in time they met in Hanford, and then, but you never knew how they got together or anything. Now he was about 22 when he got married, is that right? Or maybe even a little younger, huh?
Well, I think she was 15 when she got married.
So about 1915.
Yeah.
So that means that he must have been about, you said he was born in 1896 or?
90.
1890. So that would make him 25. Something like that, huh?
Yeah.
And she was about 15. And and then she just started having kids right away.
Oh, yeah.
So what are your earliest memories living with them? You know, I mean, when you were a child, what do you remember about your parents? You know, when you were really young, what were things like?
Going to school.
Just going to school?
We used to have those overalls, you know, overalls you put over here, buttons over here.
Mm-hmm.
The kids used to wear them later on.
Oh, with the, like they wear in the farm overalls.
We used to wear those in those days.
Oh yeah?
Every day.
What kind of shoes did you have?
Shoes?
Yeah.
Regular shoes, button shoes up. Button shoes.
Button shoes, huh?
No, it's a shoestring, but a high.
Oh yeah?
No outwards.
And this was in Delray?
Mm-hmm.
And so, okay, so they got married. What was their relationship like? I mean, how did they relate to each other, your mom and your dad?
I guess they got along real good, I guess. My dad used to get drunk sometimes and holler at her.
Yeah?
He used to be drunk.
On the weekends, like, or?
Yeah.
So, like, when in the home, okay, what was a typical day? Okay, say, okay, you guys went to school, and then your dad was running the,
My dad used to work in a ranch. He was foreman for 20 years. That's that.
in Delray?
Mm-hmm.
And then your mom would be doing all the work in the home, feeding everybody.
She used to have about 10, 20 boarders all the time.
And what kind of food was she making?
Mexican food.
Like what was the main?
What we eat here every day.
Like tortillas and.
Every day she'd take us about that high. She used to make them every morning. Homemade.
And rice and beans and meat. Or
She used to make our lunch back at lunchtime. She'd have regular lunches. Real good lunches.
and burritos.
Yeah.
And burritos out of flour tortillas or corn.
Well, the burritos were made with flour tortillas.
Yeah. So the flour, because I always heard that back in Mexico they make corn tortillas more, but she was making flour right away. Wonder where.
When I remember she was making flour tortillas over here.
That's interesting. Okay, well I think we're going to stop there for now, and I want to just keep adding to this, you know.
Yeah.
I think it's good to talk about, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Is that it?
Mm-hmm.
Good.
Yeah.
So you were telling me how when you guys were kids, a typical evening is you'd come home and the kids would be playing kick the can.
Well, we do that most every night. Just one of the games.
So that was like hide and seek, kind of like. So that was one of the games you'd play. And then what would your mom and dad do?
My mother seemed like she was always in the kitchen.
Oh yeah? So she was just always working.
My dad didn't have the bar then.
So what would he be doing? Because there was no TV,
Taking it easy at home, I guess.
just relaxing. Was there radio?
They had radio, but I don't remember them playing that much
So she'd be working and he'd just be...
until they cut them up.
Would you guys sit around sometimes a family and talk, or?
I don't remember doing that.
Oh yeah? So there wasn't a lot of talking, or just where everyone would sit together in a room like this and just talk about things?
Just live, you know.
The kids would be off playing a lot, and you know, the mom would be working and the dad would probably be just resting.
Yeah.
What's so funny about that? And if anybody has any other questions, you know, please ask them. Now, I was wondering too about your mom and dad. Like, okay, they're both Mexican, but what do you know about your dad or his parents' blood? You know, because a Mexican can be a lot of things.
Well, they were both from Jalisco,
Yeah.
and a certain kind of Indian lived there.
What kind?
I don't remember. I went over there and I asked.
Yeah.
They told me, but I forget what it was. I thought it was Apache or,
Toltec or something like that, maybe.
you know, I asked around and it wasn't that. It was some other.
Oh, maybe I'll ask